The Cold War was a terrifying but exciting time to be alive. On one hand, total annihilation was always a present threat, but on the other hand, technology was advancing at a rate not seen since the Industrial Revolution. From the time of the Second World War's end in 1945 to the year 1952, F.C. Williams had developed the cathode ray tube, which was the forerunner for random access memory. In 1946, Waller Brattain, John Barden, and William Shockley invented the transistor, allowing calculators and radios to be way smaller in size and become cheaper for the American public. In 1950, the first polio vaccine was created by Jonas Salk, taking one more worry off the American mind. And in 1952, as America tested its first hydrogen bomb, the barcode was invented, which would revolutionize the grocery store. In the years between 1953 and 1960, a treatment for leukemia would be patented, giving hope to Americans who had previously had none. In 1958, NASA was formed, and the sky no longer was the limit. In 1960, the first laser was created by physicist Theodore Mayen, opening up technology impossible before the breakthrough, like cutting instruments used in the medical field, and it was also used to make measurements for seismology and geology. The first kidney transplant was also performed by Joseph Murray in the year 1960. From 1961 to 1967, Alan Shepard, in between the years of 1961 to 1967, Alan Shepard became the first American in space in 1961. In 1962, John Pierce at NASA launched Telestar, the world's first active communication satellite designed to transmit telephone and high-speed data communications. And in 1967, the first heart transplant was conducted by Dr. Bernard. From 1968 to 1974, as the USA developed the MIRV system that put multiple warheads on a single launcher to destroy targets spread out, the US deployed the Apollo 8 manned moon orbit. In 1969, Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong landed on the moon, which allowed Americans to forget the danger that they were in and feel proud and accomplished as Americans. The same year, the first supercomputer, wireless telephone, and laser printer would be invented. The next year, in 1970, Intel introduced the world's first dynamic RAM chip and microprocessor. And in 1973, Martin Cooper invented the cell phone, changing the way humans would interact forever. From the year 1975 to 1981, as the USA and USSR ended the space race by completing the first multi-nation space mission, Stephen Sasson invented the first digital camera, which gave the masses the ability to capture any memory or event at any given time. In 1978, the first vaccine for meningitis was developed, and the first test tube baby was born. In 1981, the first vaccine for hepatitis B was developed. And in between the years 1982 to 1991, Microsoft Windows were made to eliminate the need to type each command by using a mouse and keyboard, drop-down menus, and icons. In 1983, that same year, HIV is discovered to be the virus that causes AIDS. In 1990, Tim Berners-Lee and Robert Caillou introduced a system that uses hypertext, marking the beginning of the modern internet and the World Wide Web. And finally, in August 1991, the World Wide Web is launched, which completely changed the way people did business and interacted with each other. Never before had human beings all over the world been so connected. So, although the Cold War was a very scary time to live, it was also a time of great exploration and growth.